Okay, well, let's think about how we want the intro to be, and then you can edit it out. Let's try an intro and see if we like it.
Wing it and see if it sucks?
Yeah.
I don't know, I think we can just do a whole bunch of jump cuts of us being awkward.
Say, one of us could say, welcome to Cedar and Sage, the other could say, Homestead and Design. Maybe I'm just gonna try just holding it and give my hands something to do.
As long as you're...
But don't you like petting the microphone? It's just fuzzy.
Our first YouTube video, is that the...
This is our first, yeah, we're just jumping in.
Printed one that's like, take 240.
That's what I meant by the like. Oh my god. Okay. Hello and welcome to Cedar and Sage Design and Homestead. I'm Beth.
And I'm Andrew.
And we're excited to share our journey. So we are a neurodivergent family of 4. All 4 of us in some way, shape, or form. And we have 2 kiddos, Dania and Sam. They will be in videos as they feel they want to be. We wanted to just do like a bit of a sit-down video where we could sit down and talk about, talk through kind of what our goals for our channel are and get through the like first video awkward stages. And then just kind of have a piece for you to get to know us a little bit as we kind of grow through the channel. I'm sure you'll be able to follow our journey as we kind of make our home our home. Mm-hmm. But yeah. What are some of your goals and dreams for the property?
The property?
Yeah.
Most of my dreams for the property are more just having our kids having the experience of growing up not in town and having both the responsibility for taking care of animals, but also get to see the joy of taking care of the animals.
Yeah, and I think a lot of having the animals is like, it's always been my dream to have lots of animals. Our youngest is animal obsessed. Dania, who's our oldest, had always dreamt of having ducks, and and we
duck named Cheese and Quackers.
And we were able to, from a family friend, be able to make that dream come true, and that was really fun. We got them as young ducklings and have been watching them grow up and working on hatching now, so that'll be part of our journey on the channel too, is hatching ducklings for ourselves and for friends as well.
Give the gift of ducks to other people.
Yeah. Oh, Indy came. Indy came to say hello. This is Indy. We have a like. You gonna say hi? Come up and say hello. We have strange animals. We have love for all different shapes and sizes and different types of animals. We have 4 cats. How many dogs do we have?
3 dogs.
We have 3 dogs.
2 little ones that are inside and 1 that is not inside.
He doesn't like it in here. It's claustrophobic.
He's a Great Pyrenees, and you'll see him kicking around.
Yeah. And we have 3 new additions coming in May.
Don't get your wife ducks. You'll end up with goats.
Yeah. We got goats coming in May. 3 withers. Names are to be determined. I guess that's something that could be suggestions. If anybody has suggestions, we'd love that. We're still thinking up names, tossing them around here and there. We will also be working through building spaces for our ducks because currently they live in our garage that's attached to the house. And then working on.
It was kind of the best possible thing for them to hang out there for the wintertime.
Yeah, and they were still young too when
and
winter
it's
came.
sheltered and warm, and there's electricity in there so you can like set up a heat lamp for them and stuff. They were young still when winter came.
This was the worst.
Necessarily ready for them. Exactly.
Yeah, and I think this winter was one of the worst winters we've had in decades. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm glad that they actually weren't where we were originally going to put them on the property because it would have been a struggle this winter. But it was great. We get to see them first thing in the morning when we wake up and say hello. And so it's going to be a little bit strange when they move out of the attached garage. Yeah, so we've got lots of things. I think this year we really want to work on the gardens and getting the like curb appeal up on our house and just making it super cute on the outside. We've been working away on the inside this year. We still have lots of projects on the inside of the house too, so that'll be fun to bring you guys along on that. We want to update our kitchen, and we have some stuff to do for our kids' room and finishing up the stairwell. Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about Cedar and Sage Designs?
Sure. Our Cedar and Sage Designs is our 3D printing business. We're at the Owen Sound Farmers Market every week, and we do 3D printing and hand painting. We 3D print on two bamboo printers.
Hopefully 3 soon.
Hopefully 3 soon. Both are multicolor, which helps with the painting a little bit, so there's less like trying to get everything covered that you need to with the painting. We've been doing a lot of Comic Cons recently. I've kind of found a great niche for the products that we do for there. Part of the things that we want to talk about with our videos is how to do 3D printing, how to set up the printer, like basic what is 3D printing and how does the 3D printer function, because we get that question a lot at our shows that we do in markets and stuff, so it's like to have a video that we can point people towards that's just short and simple and how it basically works. And also have been doing our own designs recently for 3D printing. We have a mini bookshelf with some accessories for it, a cat and dog, some a vase, a bowl, and the books, so that you can like take a cover of the book and print it out and then put it onto the 3D printed book.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think too, like showing everyone how we kind of work as a team to kind of work through Cedar and Sage. We don't just do 3D printing. We have jewelry as well. Our oldest, since she's been about 10 years old, has been designing and making costume jewelry and is kind of multimedia as well in her jewelry making. We've really enjoyed watching her. Watching her kind of grow and change over the last few years, especially the last year. She's had a lot of changing in how she's kind of what she's doing. So we sell her jewelry at the markets that we attend. Typically, Andrew and I will split up on if a show is on a Saturday, and then he'll join us after if we're not too far from him. So Andrew will go to the farmer's market, and then the girls and I will go off to the shows and do the shows. If there is a large show that we're attending, then we'll all just go to the show together. So I think showing the journey of going and setting up at shows and what we take and how we have over the last several years found that works best for our family and what we do, and our booth designs. And then I think also talking about how we run the printers as a family, because typically Andrew is at work during the day, and the kids help the printers to continue going. And then we really want to show how we work as a team. So we're excited about that. Yeah. What is this, year 3 or 4 of Cedar and Sage?
3.
This year 3?
I think we've had the printer for
this
4
is
years.
3.
And
Yeah.
this is the 3rd year. Yeah,
I think this will be year 3 because we're going into our 3rd year of being at the Owen Sound Farmers Market. And so that's exciting too. I think a lot of what sets us apart from 3D printing is that we really do a lot of hand painting to kind of bring it to life. We tend to do it as a family, and we like to do patterns that are really cute and fun and whimsical as well. And then now we're starting to do our own designs, which is very, very exciting. A little bit about Cedar and Sage at the very beginning of when we started. Our 3D printing journey kind of began out of a life shift in our lives. I used to do a lot of handmade shows and markets, and I started with the sewing and making kids clothing and toys for many years, and life kind of just had its own idea of what it was time for, and I had to take a large break in that. And in the middle of it, Andrew was searching for a hobby and got his first 3D printer 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And when he started printing cutesy little things, I was very bored.
I finally got my printer in a spot where I could make something I was happy to sell.
Yeah.
And so I showed Beth, like, oh, I was so excited. Look what I finally made, something of quality. I can sell this. And you look at me and go, you can't sell that.
Yeah.
It's not painted. I got to paint it.
Yeah. Had to do something. At the time, we only had a single color printer, and I was just
a pretty sucky single color printer, if we're honest.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
Everybody starts somewhere.
Was very much just kind of like, well, let's try this. Let's see what will work. And I guess that's when we first found the market in Owen Sound. We just signed up for a couple of weeks, and we thought, whoa. I think I did the Pride Parade first. And I think we had like 10 models that were done. We painted them.
Yeah, I think we started the first farmer's market with barely filling a table.
Yeah, and they were pretty simple prints and simply painted as well, but enough to like give life to the little characters that we were printing.
And that's the thing that the painting really helps with, is that instead of just being like a little plastic character, it makes it kind of come alive.
Yeah.
Where it's more like a little friend.
We can show you this. They're not done yet, but these little bunnies. That one's painted, and that one's not fully painted. So they're still work in progress, but I think that it gave my mind and my hands something to do in a time that was a little more difficult for us. And people loved it because it was different and it was cute and fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
stuff's not exactly the cheapest, but you also it's hand painted, and that takes a lot more time than just
yeah,
printing something and popping it off the bed and putting a tag on it.
yeah, and we wanted to be very mindful about what we're printing as well and how we're printing it and the quality of filament that we're using, so we're not using something that's putting more toxic toys out there in the world or collectibles.
Or just throw away
Something that's not going to last either. Like
garbage nonsense of something that is kind of more of a keepsake of something that you keep around and have fun with.
Yeah. And when we started out, we were more in a small town that we lived in previously, and we used to have a little shop in the front of our little house there that we had people come and buy from us there. Once we started going to the farmers market, we switched that to being really the main place to pick things up from us. Yeah, Cedar and Sage kind of just blossomed out of that. We 3 years ago started with 10, 15 models that we printed, and then all of a sudden now we have hundreds of little guys that we take to our shows and drive around. And I think we should touch on the big purpose of why we started this and decided to make a family business out of this. So we have 2 children that are on the spectrum, autism spectrum, and one is level 1, one is level 2. I think a big concern of ours was that maybe they wouldn't be able to have a job on their own someday. And we wanted to create a company that would be fun and encouraging for them to learn and grow, learn how to handle money, learn how to inventory products, be able to put stickers on products so that you can easily keep track of them, learn about how to source materials, and create a business from the ground up so that they'd be able to know more if they do choose to go into the workforce, or if our company can become more for them so that they can continue on doing this on their own. There's so many different aspects to being able to, one, if Dania chooses to continue doing jewelry, there's so many different avenues that she can go with that. She's learned a lot. I know she wants to go into business school so that she can learn more as well. And our youngest, Sam, I know she really quite enjoys coming up with ideas and asking Dad to create a design. She has a huge imagination, and she actually helps run printers most of the time, and quite enjoys it. Yeah. She likes to try and help figure out the inventory. She does a lot of helping with packing up the car and setting up markets, or it's great for them to be able to learn to go into shows and markets and be able to communicate with people or learn how to do the money. Sam does a lot of the packing when we're at shows, so she'll put everything in a bag with a card, Daniel will run the payment processing machine that we have, or I guess the app that we have. And then we kind of all take turns collecting the money and talking to the clients and informing everyone about what it is that we do. And the girls are kind of learning how to grow and experience all of that as well. It's part of their education.
Yeah, even if they don't end up taking the business over, they would have learned a bunch of valuable things along the way of life skills.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's also leads to a big part of why we wanted the property that we wanted for our family too. Sam's always wanted a farm. She wants to have the animals. She adores them. It's her whole life.
Her big thing is horses.
Horses is what she begs for, and we say someday. So that's our dream someday. But I think too, Danny really wants to have a little, like, I don't know, we call them country market booths. So like a side of the road, little market that we want to have. She'd love to have a market where people can come in and buy coffee and tea and a little bakery.
You
Yeah.
can buy all of the baked goods off of.
Yeah. So we just wanted not only a place that's quiet and calm and out in nature, because we all thrive on that. But we really wanted to give our kids the space to be who they want to be and make their dreams come true. So that's where we're at. That's what we're trying to do. Make all our dreams come true. Yeah. So if you've made it this far in the video, we are thankful. I hope that you continue on through the journey of our homestead and our 3D printing business, and are excited to learn as we learn and share our knowledge on our 3D printing business. And we hope that you continue to follow us. Hit the like, the follow buttons, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
The cool thing to do is to
Bye.